Hello and welcome, ladies and gents, back to another episode of Ne0 Gets to Know. We've been doing these for a while now, and I'm bringing on a familiar face, I'm sure, to a lot of you. I'm joined by none other than BTN from Nexus. Of course, before we get into all the questions, brother, thank you for joining me, first of all, and
Hello.
how you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Love
Uh,
to
s-
hear it.
just waiting for the competition to start.
That's it. Do you have a good Christmas? Just nice and relaxed?
Yeah, I grind a lot of face during the Christmas break, but yeah, I had like a few days off, like 2 days off, and
Nice.
after that started grinding. So no time to rest now.
We love to hear it, man. Talking about grinding and all that, let's talk about all the way back at the start. How did all of this begin? Counter Strike, competitive, your
How?
story into esports. What is it? You've been in esports for quite a long time as well. How did
Yeah,
it all begin? Where did it
so
all
long.
begin way back when?
Well, it all began when my classmates took me to an internet cafe
Mm-hmm.
and presented me Counter Strike. I didn't know what is that.
Sure.
They just said, "Come with us. Let's play on PC LAN." And I go. They bring me into this Counter Strike world, and it was love at first sight.
Yeah. So, and for you as well, was it always Counter Strike? Was there ever, and obviously some people like, Dota or League of Legends, etc. Was it only ever
Ah,
Counter Strike for you?
yeah, only Counter Strike. I also played a bit of Dota back in time, some
Mm-hmm.
other games, but not professionally, only for relaxing. But mainly
Sure.
like Counter Strike since the beginning.
Yeah, and what version of Counter Strike was it back then? Was it 1.6 Source?
Yeah. It was 1.6.
Damn. Okay. And then I guess moving from just playing Counter Strike to actually the professional sort of side of things. When did you kind of think, okay, I can actually go professional in Counter Strike? I actually
Mm.
want to be a professional Counter Strike player. When did that whole decision start?
Well, tricky question. Like, I couldn't depart Counter-Strike. I
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with it. I soon started competing. Back in time, there was, can't say we were pro at Counter-Strike because we cannot sustain from Counter-Strike back in
Sure.
time. It was only like a hobby, side quest, let's say like this.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But since I didn't have to work at the beginning, I could enjoy the Counter Strike. So I fell in love also with the competition,
Mm-hmm.
and competing is really nice. Like this is what keep me into this. And back in time, like few years ago, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
it also started to be my job.
Yeah.
But not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. It was only about competitions and also traveling,
Sure.
because back in time, like the main prize was traveling to another country to
Mm-hmm.
take part into LAN events. So yeah, this was like the big prize, and
Okay.
it was amazing experience.
Yeah, fair enough. And to kind of kickstart with Counter Strike, I wanted to talk about the Romanian scene as well and how things are going in Romania as a whole. Now, I would say, especially from the outside, I think Romanian Counter Strikers in particular got very, very strong over the last years. Obviously, you've got a lot of
Yeah,
players now playing at the top level. Ima in particular, of course, is kind of this kind of flagship player. He's been doing so much. But I think as a whole, obviously, you've got you guys on Nexus, you've got players like Regali now playing in FlyQuest. You've got decent talent sort of all over the shop. How do you think the Romanian scene sort of feels as a whole?
well, Romania scene just got really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have major champion
Mm-hmm.
Ime playing tier one events, best team in the world for a
Yeah.
lot of time. We have also Regal Fly Quest. We have our team that we somehow won SF.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
We have a lot of players in international teams
Mm-hmm.
from Romania. So yeah, I feel like Romania is a bit of a powerhouse in international scene right now.
Yeah. Do you
Maybe we
think
don't.
this is the strongest it's ever been?
Yeah, for sure, for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. Because like back in time when I was playing 1.6 and then taking part in the, let's say, S tier events,
Mm-hmm.
it was only like one good team back then.
Sure.
Now we have a lot of players playing for a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
We have also Blitz, Regali, Ime,
Yeah.
Adames, Modo, like top teams.
Yeah. It's like, is there anything though that you would like to see changed in the Romanian scene? Now, I spoke with a variety of people from different scenes, and sometimes it's things like the mental of certain players, or sometimes, like, for example, when I spoke with a couple of the Polish players, you know, there's like cliques, and some Polish players don't get on with other Polish players, so they can never make strong teams. Is there anything in Romania for you that you would like to see changed, either for better or for worse?
Yeah, I would change the mentality, and
Okay.
I would suggest people should start grinding more and more and
Mm-hmm.
be more involved into this. Like I feel like there are some players who grind a lot,
Yeah.
and there are many players who think, okay, it's enough. I got here,
Yeah.
it's okay. They don't want to be next part, you know?
Sure.
Just jump into next tires. So I would change this thing.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, that does make sense.
Yeah.
And then, you know, looking at the Romanian scene as a whole, what do you think is sort of holding it back? If it's, you know, you talk about grinding a little bit, but maybe holding it back from being seen as like basically one of the best, if not the best scenes. Obviously, we've now got, you know, a major champion. You've got yourselves who are starting to really climb the rankings as well. But what do you think is holding back? Or just generally in terms of these guys being seen as like maybe like a Danish scene or you know a Swedish scene or whatnot being seen as a
Well,
proper powerhouse.
we don't have so many players. I mean, we have some players, the ones I mentioned,
Yeah.
but besides of this, we don't have a lot of other teams competing in HLTV events
Sure.
or international scene. A lot of players, but I feel like everyone seeing us succeeding, also seeing Mihai succeeding,
Mm-hmm.
and the other Romanian players, I feel like they're coming from behind a bit more right now, and I think everything is gonna change for good in the future. Also, we don't get like a lot of support here in Romania. I mean, yes,
Okay.
we are getting the whole support from Nexus, but the other teams, I feel like there are only two other teams who get some support
Okay.
behind, you know. So maybe the scene would be evolving if we have more sponsors or support, you know.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there that issue in the Romanian scene where, like, for example, especially in Asia, a lot of players that would be very good in Counter Strike end up going to like Valorant or League or Dota? Is that a problem that is in Romania, or is Counter Strike still the main game there?
Counter Strike is still the main game.
Sure.
I don't know if we have Valorant players or so, or competitions or anything.
Mm.
Like, I really don't know, to be honest.
So CS is the top dog over there.
Yeah, like CS is everywhere here, and also some Dota or
Yeah.
FIFA. Like, let's say, like
Oh,
CS is
FIFA.
the
Okay.
biggest thing. We have some FIFA and some Dota.
Okay. Right. Fair enough.
But yeah,
That's good to hear at the very least. And I want to kind of then
maybe
touch on
Fortnite. But I don't know about
Fortnite.
some, yeah,
Yeah.
about tournaments in Romania with Fortnite. But I feel it's a bit popular also.
Yeah, especially for the young kids as well.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
But they're starting with Fortnite, and
they'll
they
come to
see
CS.
they see CS, they discover CS, and they say, "Ooh, Evrika, let's
Yeah,
change to this game because it's better."
yeah, exactly. It will happen eventually when they grow up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I want to talk about your career individually as well. Your first team on HLTV was a team called TEG, from what I
yeah,
can see.
yeah,
But essentially now you've been with Nexus for nearly 9 years. I think if I'm right in saying it's you and Rain are the two
yeah.
longest on one particular team. I mean, that's incredible, first of all. Let's talk about all the way back on TEG and then how did we get to sort of Nexus?
Oh man. So back in time, that was my first big team. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
like this. I was competing in Romania, but didn't win a tournament.
Sure.
We were like second or third, but we couldn't beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And some other guys, they were Earthquake named back then.
Okay.
They beat these guys Teg,
Mm-hmm.
and they won uh, WCG World Cyber Games slot
Yes.
in Los Angeles, and one guy couldn't go there, you know, and they got me as a sub,
Mm-hmm.
and that tournament, let's say, it was my start in
Sure.
professional scene, because after that. These TG guys saw me back there and they wanted to join them.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined them. And since then, everything is history.
Yeah, and then where did Nexus begin? Obviously, it's been nearly 9 years. July 2016 is when you started with Nexus. It's crazy. We're now in 2025, so nearly getting towards 9 years. When did that
Yeah.
Nexus opportunity start, and how has it
Well,
been, I guess, being in one team for nearly 9 years?
yeah, it's amazing. It's unbelievable that I'm here for 9 years.
Yeah.
But it all started with me back then. We there was a tournament in Romania,
Hmm.
and the prize was same like ISF slot.
Okay, sure.
So I was part of other team, like an international mixed team.
Mhm.
And some guy said, okay, wanna play with us in this Romanian event because we don't have a lineup.
Mhm.
Let's just do a mix. So I created a mix with them, and he got approached by Nexus manager back in time,
Mhm.
just to put the name Nexus, you know?
Sure.
And they offered us a bootcamp place.
Okay.
So this is the start of Nexus. We just were a mix. We take the spot on the tournament, and after that, we just took like the best players and
Mhm.
create around me the team.
That's sick. And how has Nexus changed in the nearly 9 years you've been there? Obviously, like you said, started bit of a mix, probably not. I mean, not a huge team really by any means, and now
Yeah,
a
it wasn't.
powerhouse in tier two, a really notable org as well within Counter Strike. How has it changed, especially because you've been there the whole time? How has it changed?
Well, everything got more and more professional, you know?
Yeah.
So we just grew together, the team and the org.
Hmm.
And it's like this. We had a bit of a roller coaster in CS, like every time, like getting some players, get it into the close top, like we were top 40
Hmm.
every time, then change a bit of team, go down again, take it back, and so on. And lately, now we got some players got bought from other teams, so
Mm.
we didn't change the team because we wanted lately. We just changed because we had to.
It happens, right? It
And
happens.
now, let's say it's the best time of our lives in Nexus,
Yeah,
because in same year we got RMR and we won the biggest ISF since they created.
it's true. And
And I remember, sorry,
yeah,
I
go for
remember
it.
one guy 1 year ago,
Yep.
more than 1 year ago, first time when I played this CS2, said,
Hmm.
this can be a bad game for you.
Hmm.
You remember that guy?
Who? I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was you.
Wait, I said it would be bad.
Yeah, you don't remember SF in Yash when you were my coach in the show
Oh,
match. It was
yes.
first time when I played and you said, this game can be good for you.
Yes, I
And
do.
one
It
year
was
later,
on
I
Inferno.
won ISF. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was your coach. It was Team
Yeah,
Anders versus Team Banks. We were Team Anders. I was
yeah,
your coach, and you IGL'd. Yes, and you farmed as well. I actually remember you were
yeah,
very,
yeah, yeah.
very crisp. Even though we lost though, which was quite sad.
Yeah, yeah.
I do remember that though. But I
Lost for
think
the greater good.
exactly, exactly. And I mean, speaking of great good, you guys are ranked 28th in Valve rankings right now,
Yeah,
which
can you
is
believe it?
pretty sick, right? This means you guys are
Yeah,
now at least on the fringe and the precipice of like big invites, right? I mean, you guys are now starting to climb the ranks to a degree where realistically big invites are on the horizon.
yeah.
How's that whole feeling within the team? I mean, obviously,
Man,
post
it's
ISF,
amazing.
it's a big win, but you're now really like, I think if I'm right in saying, is it like top 24 that get IM Kato invites? I think something like that. So you're like just on the brink of it.
Yeah, just on the edge. I
Mm-hmm.
just hope. I don't know. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, it was like the ranking
Yeah.
published, so we are just waiting now. I can talk about I can talk much about this,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
It's
we are
sick.
just waiting.
And
We
you
need to
got
get a bit better.
yeah, above you, Navi Javelins, who obviously in most events can't really play, obviously because the main team will be there as well. There's also Fury, a female, same thing for them. So, technically speaking, that could make you
Two
guys
more
like
places above.
26th, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you're like
yeah,
right
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
brink.
On the edge, on the edge.
Yeah, it is crazy. All you need is like one like fairly decent tournament at the start of this year. Even if it's like an online, like a CCT or something, and that could actually mean you guys get invites to like IEMs to Pro League, this kind of thing. So that
The
is
dream come true.
exactly. And I think for you as well, it's been it's a long road, right? For now, like we said, nearly 9 years on Nexus. Started as a bit of a mix. Now you're on the brink of being in those tier one kind of conversations, which is kind of insane. How does it feel for you? Is it like satisfying? What's the feeling, or is it actually
Yeah.
more like excitement because you're so close?
It's both, like also satisfying, also like
Mm,
a bit nervous because we are here and we can sleep back or go in front. It's all about
sure.
on us right now. So we just need to grind. They play better and have some decent results.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah, it's amazing. Anyways,
what is the goal then for
amazing.
2025? What is the I guess for you guys after the Christmas break, after a very good 2024, what is now the goal and the plan heading into 2025?
Well, I don't know. And it's like didn't talk with the team about the goals
Mm,
since it's a bit of off season right now.
sure.
We are trying to fix something in team,
Hmm.
and after that, yeah, we're gonna set some goals. But main goal is like just to hold here into top 30. But it's gonna be really hard task.
Hmm.
So last year we had some goals, we achieved it. So now I don't know because I
Okay.
didn't think further.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think further is just to get some S tier lines now.
Yeah. One step at a time type vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess on the other side, what is your personal goals? What do you want to achieve heading into 2025? Not just so much the team, but what do you individually want?
Mm, Me individually on just to maintain my last month's level.
Hmm.
I feel like I grind a lot and I played pretty decent. So for this first part of the year, I just want at least to maintain my level,
Sure.
if not getting even better. That's why I didn't take vacation
Hmm.
this winter, and I grind the game a lot because I just need to
Yeah,
right now.
fair enough. I want to touch on as well as we are heading into 2025. The big kind of conversation we've briefly spoke about it is this like Valve rankings, the VRS, and all that. What are your thoughts on it? Are you a fan of Valve ranking? Are you against it? What do you think needs to be changed to make it better? What's your feeling?
I don't know. I'm a fan because this Valve ranking just got me into top 30, so
True, true.
I cannot say anything bad about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, can be a bit better. I don't know.
What would you change to make it better?
Mm, like the LAN events can be put into different tiers and get different points, you know?
Okay.
And the online scene getting less points.
Right, okay, sure. So just to make kind of even out so it's not just purely prize money, I guess.
Yeah. But also like thinking on this, you can take away like the top 100 teams.
Hmm.
It's hard to get into top if they don't get invited to the LAN events.
Yeah.
So they should just keep the open qualifiers also. But
Yes, I
I don't
agree.
know. I saw like some tournaments have open qualifiers, some tournaments don't, but we shall see.
Yeah, exactly. I want to touch as well. We kind of briefly spoke about it, but ISF, for the end of the year was pretty good. We were both out in Riyadh with that, and you guys were one of the favorites. But it's obviously, especially I think this year was probably
Hmm,
one of the most competitive
you see?
ISFs we've had. I think I had you guys top three. I think is where I put you guys. But it was competitive, right? We had Sweden, very decent team in Metasport. Obviously, the German side with Alt Attack's pretty good as well. Portugal looked pretty good with Rhino. And then there's a few of those mixes that can always be kind of scary. We saw like I think was it Kazakhstan that were like flying around into the
Kazakhstan really
air,
good.
really good. So there was a
They
lot of
wrecked
like
us.
mixes, yeah, exactly, that were like really scary. You guys ended up winning in a pretty insane final as well. How was that whole experience for you out in Riyadh, winning a big land like that?
Well, to be honest, we got into Riyadh with not that big expectations.
Mm-hmm.
We had boot camp and everything went
Yeah,
really wrong. Like we got two guys sick.
damn.
We got one more guy uh, food poisoning. We had problems with internet.
Mm-hmm.
Last day we played with turn one teams and everyone beat us like 24.
Oh.
So it was really crashing. We
Mm-hmm.
just said, okay, guys, let's go there, see what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Just full focus, enjoy the games, enjoy the event,
Sure.
and whatever happens, happens. Just we should just do our best and see how it's going. But after first game, we were like, okay, we are back into the
Yeah.
boot camp. We got wrecked by Kazakhstan.
True.
So,
Yeah, yeah. They were a
and after
scary
that, we
team
didn't,
though.
yeah, we lost that game. And after that, we didn't lose any single game
Okay.
through the event.
There we go. Exactly. And it was obviously a pretty good final against the Portuguese side, who sort of crumbled a little bit, but you guys
Yeah,
took
they
advantage of it.
crumbled a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a lot less experience, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
They were shaky a bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like the hardest game was against Metis Esports. Also, they came after
Yeah.
their LAN event in Sweden where they beat
Mm-hmm.
NIP.
And they won map one
So,
as well, didn't they? Your
yeah,
map pick as well, wasn't it? If I'm right in saying
yeah,
it was Dust
yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you had to
We
reverse
are,
sweep overtime as well, like fight right down to wire on Mirage, and then you won out on Inferno. So like, I mean, like that was, and even then it was like 13-10 on Inferno. So it was close. It was very close to you guys going
Cinderella
out there.
story.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But how was like Riyadh and the whole IESF experience outside of like the games themselves? How was the whole thing for you in terms of playing? Because you guys obviously had your sort of playing area, which is kind of like kind of gated off a little bit, and then how was the whole like? Did you get much time to explore Riyadh or anything like that?
Well, didn't have much time to explore because we just arrived. Next day we had like media day. The other
Mm.
day we had to play, but it got delayed one day because of some
Yeah.
problems with the internet. So we just lost whole day into the event, and we had only like half a day just to explore Riyadh.
Sure.
So we couldn't see much. We just saw the area near the event,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, the
that was all.
boulevard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the boulevard, which was
Pretty
great
cool.
to
Yeah.
be honest.
So, where would
Other,
you put ISF in terms of if I was to ask you what's your proudest achievements in Counter Strike? Would that be up there?
yeah, let's say this because I had two more podiums on ISF, had
Mm-hmm.
the silver medal and the bronze one. I
Yeah.
didn't have the gold. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about this in Riyadh also.
Yeah.
Told you I'm missing the gold, so I need it. And now I have the gold. I have the all three medals. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on top right now.
Sick. That's awesome to hear. And one of the interesting things about ISF is actually obviously the whole thing about it being nations, right? And it feels like it's a rarity these days to get, a lot of teams are just going international. That feels like the way kind of forward. But Nexus are one of the few teams that are, in your nation. You've kind of kept it, you haven't gone international. How do you think that is, or why do you think that is, I guess, that we're getting primarily international teams these days? And, the age of national teams like Nexus is the kind of no longer really that big of a thing.
I don't know, to be honest. Like
Mm.
international orgs have more money, first of
Sure.
all. Second, we have some national teams. You can see also Astralis. We have 3D
Sure.
Max. We have some.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, we are like national team and we like to promote Romania to every tournament we go. So
Yeah.
that's why we didn't turn international. Like our scene was really poor of players since everyone left, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow we managed to do something.
Yeah, because you've had a few, I guess, recently a few players in and out of the kind of the team, right? If Dron came in 2 months ago, so like right at the end of the year,
Yeah,
basically. You've kind of had
funny
your
story with Adron.
go on. What is it?
Yeah, because like our player
Mm-hmm.
didn't make passport to travel to Riyadh.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
we had like few hours to get a player. And somehow we just get to Adron, hello, you want to come with us? And he jump in and says, yeah, let's do it. And that's the story. I feel like this
Yeah.
tournament was meant to be won by us.
Sure.
I
Especially
don't know,
with it being
everything.
super last minute, getting him in.
Yeah.
So on a few final questions on Counter Strike before we move on to a few others. I've got here, who's the best player you've ever played with? And obviously, you've been playing for quite a long time, so you played with a variety of different players. Who would you say is the best player you've ever played with?
Oh, there are a lot of good players, but okay, I'm gonna call Mihai since he's in Navi right now.
Yep.
He's tier one, you know.
He's so
Can't say other.
he's the best. Okay, fair enough. And then on the other
Yeah,
side, who's the best player you've ever played against? And we'll go. You can give me like one from like a prac or like a scrim, and then who's the best you played against in an official.
I don't know. I played every player in the
Mm-hmm.
world. I don't know who's hardest. Hmm.
You know, like some people say, you know, they've played against like, you know, Modesty in a scrim, and he drops like 30 kills, and
Yeah,
you can't do anything. Like, who would
yeah.
you
I'm just
say?
thinking because I'm thinking who beat me the most,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. I don't know.
yeah.
There are so many good players. I don't know.
True.
I
What
don't know.
about
I
in an
don't know. I don't
official?
know.
Who in an official was like, if you ever played an
Man, in
official?
officials,
Yeah.
I feel like the hardest games on in officials are against Ukrainians. Doesn't matter which team.
What? They're just
Oh,
crisp.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ukrainians. They are like our nemesis.
They do what? Just super crisp, basically. Very good aimers.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And then my final question, just for kind of Counter Strike as a whole, is I want to ask you, as somebody who's been around for a while as well, who do you think is going to be the next big thing, the next big player to really kind of break out and be a bit of a star? And you can give me kind of one from Romania, so an upcoming player from Romania, and then one just generally in kind of the world.
One from Romania. I'm gonna go with Xelo.
Okay.
And international, I think everyone is talking about Kyosuke, so
Yeah.
I have to go with him
Have you played
further.
against him in like? Have you played against
Yeah,
Fred Academy? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
just would he
Like,
destroy you?
yeah, he just running guns and he kills me. I don't know when he stops, but he just see a glimpse of my head and
Boom. That's it.
yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to move on to talking about, I guess, a little bit more of kind of the personal side. And this is a question that I like to ask a lot of professional players is when you made that decision of, I want to go full-time professional in Counter-Strike, how easy or hard was that conversation to have with, you know, your family, your friends, your loved ones to kind of
Oh
convince
yeah,
them and say, this is actually something I believe I can do?
man. I had really hard times. Like
Mm,
everyone was against Counter Strike since I know.
mm,
Like in the beginning, my father didn't allow me to play like Monday to Friday, you know?
yeah.
It was
Focus on
just
school and stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So before I end school, I couldn't play so much Counter Strike. I was just grinding in weekends. I would play like 20 hours out of 24 just because it was weekend that I
Yeah.
could play. And midweeks, I just play like randoms. I would miss the school, which I
Ah,
don't say you
wow.
do this, but I had to do it, you know,
Yeah.
uh, because my father wouldn't let me play at all.
Hmm.
And yeah, it continued this like since I think I started winning some money
Sure.
and I was traveling around the world. So then he's so, this is not that bad if you see the world, something good for you.
Hmm. And now,
Yeah,
are your family, you know, all involved and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. And now they full support me into this. And I
Awesome.
always tell you, look, this is what I like. This will gonna be big.
Hmm.
It's gonna be really big this year. And no
Yeah.
one believed me. And look what we have right now.
Look at it now. Exactly. It's massive. Outside of esports, do you have any kind of hobbies or interests? You know, some people like movies or music or sports. Anything for you that is just like what you like to do when you want to step away from Counter Strike for a little bit?
I like to just walk around a lot
Hmm.
because it just heals my brain after a
Yeah.
long day of Counter Strike. And also, I like to drink coffee.
Love it as well.
You know,
Same here.
taste a lot of coffee. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
into specialty coffee right now,
Hmm.
and I'm enjoying it. Also, I like to travel, but since this is not really big possibility right now, since I
True.
play a lot when I can,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
ju-
fair enough.
I'm just holding my walk around every day.
Yeah, and I guess traveling is a big part of work as well, so they kind of blend in together.
Yeah, let's say it is. But since we had like the COVID. Before the
Mm,
COVID, I was traveling a lot, but post COVID didn't travel that much.
mhm.
Really light.
Fair
Since
enough.
we are not tier one team, we are not traveling a lot.
We're nearly there though. We're close. We're close to getting
Hopefully,
there.
hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to ask what a daily routine looks like for you. Let's say, especially a daily routine. Let's say you have an official 6 p.m. What does a sort of a daily routine look like for you and the team?
But just wake up, then do my routine in the morning. I walk,
Mm-hmm.
go take my coffee, just walk a bit more, enjoying the sun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come back, we start practicing, we warm up, we practice a bit, we talk about the game, and after that, we just play.
Fair enough. Nice and simple, basically. And is
Yeah,
it
really simple.
long sort of day for you? Like, how would you say? Like, I don't know, maybe like 11 a.m. to sort of 10 p.m. What kind of is like? What is like?
I just start my day the same. I just go for a walk in the morning, get my get my coffee, come back,
Mm-hmm.
walking. I just start my whatever the schedule is. I just start my day walking around a bit,
Okay, fair enough.
preparing for the day.
And a
And
question
after that, good luck to me if I have officially 10 a.m. and 10 in the morning.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So another one I always like to ask players is if you weren't involved in esports, what do you think you'd be doing? What kind of
Mm.
job? What career elsewhere? If it wasn't Counter Strike, what do you think you'd be doing?
So not esports related at all,
At
right?
all, yeah, no
Yeah,
esports.
okay, okay, okay. I would be poker professional.
You
Yeah.
reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. I played professionally poker back in time because I
Okay.
had to sustain myself. So
Yeah. And that's something that let's say in 10, 15 years when you're maybe done with Counter Strike, do you think you could go back and do that?
of course, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Fair
We shall
enough.
see. I cannot see the future.
Yeah, fair enough. So we'll finish off with a few kind of like random questions. And the first one I wanted to kind of touch on, as somebody who's obviously been in IGL for a while, a good transition generally for IGLs is in a future thinking about being a coach. Is that something that you've ever thought about? Obviously, you're playing at a great level at the moment, so it's definitely not a conversation for now. But let's say 5, 10 years down the line, would you ever consider being a coach?
Of course, yeah. My next job, I'm gonna be a coach for sure,
Mm-hmm.
100%. I just enjoy competition, playing, but if I cannot play anymore at this level, of course, I'm gonna transit into coaching and still be into the competition because this is my life, competition.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Next one, and somebody asked this on Twitter as well, is what does BTN stand for?
Oh, it's complicated.
Right.
Yeah, really long story. So I'm gonna just say it. It's like hit on.
Okay.
When I was young, I saw him like I saw some frag movies
Mm-hmm.
and I saw Hiton and was like, and I was putting Beaton, but with double E,
Okay.
because like back in time it was Mirk. I don't know if you know it.
No, no,
No, you don't know the Mirk? Oh my
I
god.
don't know.
No, you missed the whole good time. So
Before my
we
time, I
had
think.
like
Yeah.
we were finding games and teammates on this Mirk.
Okay.
So I had to create an account.
Mm-hmm.
And from this, I couldn't find like the first name, which it was B back then for me,
Sure.
because like every every guy from my class
Mm-hmm.
just put some fly, mosquito, whatever. We were like, you know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
put B, and from this I saw Hiton, and I couldn't put like only the name into the this Mirk. My
Mm-hmm.
account was Beaton from Hiton, and from
Okay.
that BTN. So yeah, if
Shortened
I'm
it
gonna see
down.
him, I'm gonna go and shake his hand because he inspired me.
Are you gonna be at the HLTV Awards?
Yes,
Well,
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
be
be
there.
there, so you can.
Yeah,
I think he's
it's
announcing one
time.
of the awards, so you can go and
It's
let him
time.
know. So another one is how many languages do you speak?
I'm gonna speaking two Romanian English and a bit of Spanish.
Okay, nice.
I understand a lot, but just talking a bit
Yeah, like conversationals.
since it's conversational.
Mhm.
Some mixed English, Spanish, yeah, but they understand me.
Yeah, fair enough. And another, and talking about kind of obviously English. Have you ever thought about in the future playing in an English speaking team?
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem
Mm-hmm.
because I
You'd be
played like
fine calling in English and stuff, you think?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be a problem, but we just need to practice a bit since we have different calls in Romanian
Sure.
than English. But if we have the calls, shouldn't be a problem.
No,
I played in Face It with different
of course.
guys, so I had to talk in English.
Yeah, exactly. Another one is what's your warm up routine?
What am I routine? Aim bots.
How many did you do?
I don't know.
Just until you feel
Half
okay?
an hour, maybe an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Depends.
Okay. And just standard, like standing still kind of aim bots, and you just kind of
No,
tap
no,
your
no.
head?
I'm just moving. No. I'm
Okay.
just like CS2 is moving game, so I'm
Yep.
moving, shooting.
Fair enough.
Like literally warm up,
Another one I
fighting.
had written down here, but you've kind of already touched on it. But I had, who's your idol growing up when you started your career? It seems like obviously Heaton seems to be the one, but was there
Mm,
ever maybe any other
uh,
players
to
that
be
were
honest, to be honest, it's Forest.
okay? Classic, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, it's Forest. Okay, I got my name from Heaton, but
Mm.
like back then, everyone who was in the frag movies, I was
Mm-hmm.
his fan.
Yeah. So when you were starting your kind of early career, he was the kind of the guy you looked up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, another one, and this one can include yourself and not include yourself, but build your all-time Romanian super team. If you had to pick the best players from Romania, let's say you can include yourself if you want to or not, but who would you say is the best
No,
five?
no. Again, everyone will hate me for this again.
It's a tough one, and it's
Okay,
all-time as
yeah,
well. So
yeah.
this can include like 1.6 and source as well if you want to.
You know, I feel like I'm gonna go for a team which we had.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Xello, Ime,
Mm-hmm.
SXE,
Okay. Yeah.
and don't know the last player. Tricky question.
Yeah. One more he needs to pick. The roles don't have to quite work. You can kind of just pick if you think they're like the best player.
Yeah, the roles are working. I'm gonna put Seminze, like the whole lineup,
Okay.
because like we were enjoying so much playing with each other, and
Mm-hmm.
we just grew with this team. We grew a lot
Mm-hmm.
back in time, so it was like the whole beginning of the new era of Nexus and
Sure.
the whole game and everything. So I'm gonna go with this team, the whole squad from
Okay.
I think it's 2020 something.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another one is we've got two more questions. One of which is from Pop from of course the commentator from it. He says, "How does it feel to be the GOAT? And when are you gonna hang out again?"
Well, he has my number. He can call me maybe.
Yeah. Exactly. The last one I want to ask, and I like to ask this to a lot of pros as well, is what is your advice to future pros who actually want to be a professional Counter-Strike player, whether it's from Romania or from anywhere else in the world? What's the advice that you would give them for them to here and now? If they're going to start their career, how do they start? What do they do?
Well, if they wanna play Counter-Strike professionally, they should just work, grind,
Mm-hmm.
and never stop believing, because everything you just think of is gonna be possible one day.
Okay, we love to hear it. Well, dude, we are done with the questions there, so I'll leave the floor open if you want to do any shout outs to anyone. Now is your time. But of course, as always, thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure. Any shout outs
Yeah,
you want to give out
thank you
here?
for inviting me. Yeah, I wanna thanks everyone who supports me and everyone who hates me. Now I'm here. I will be one more season here, and who knows, maybe more.
There we go. We love to hear it. Brother, thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute
Thank you,
pleasure to
thank you.
have you on. We will, of course, for all of those who are watching on YouTube, BTN socials and stuff will be down below. They're also on screen, as you can see. So go and check him out. Legend. But thank you for joining us, everyone at home. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff that you do. BTN, it's been a pleasure, my man. And I'm
Same
sure
for me.
I'll be seeing you
Oh,
soon. Maybe next
yeah, of
ISF.
course, we're gonna meet in 2 days.
Oh yeah, true. We will exactly, literally in 2 days' time. So absolutely
Yeah,
perfect. And this comes out on the day of day one of HTV Awards. So as you're seeing this, me and
amazing.
BTN are probably grabbing a drink as we speak.
Yeah,
So
of
we love
course.
to see it. Anyway, thank you for watching, people. It's been a pleasure.
See
See
you
you soon.
guys.
See ya.